So, Apple, Samsung, and Google just colluded to make your next smartphone cost $400 more, and it's 100% legal. Right now, AI companies are buying every memory chip on Earth, not some, but all of them. They've signed contracts worth $180 billion to lock down 100% of chip production through 2027, which simply means that the memory that should actually go into your iPhone, it's now actually going into ChatGPT servers instead. And you are about to pay $400 more for a phone that does the exact same thing. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you the largest wealth transfer in American history. 3 companies, $180 billion. And your wallet is the target. And the insane part, most Americans have no idea that this is actually happening. On January 6, 2026, Samsung drops a press release that financial analysts call the biggest supply chain shock since the chip shortage in 2021. Memory chip capacity sold out for the entire year of 2026. Every single chip already sold. People on Reddit, Twitter, and TikTok, everyone is asking, why did my phone budget just explode? The tech blog blames supply chain issues. The manufacturers, they actually blame increased demand. But you know what? They are both lying, because there is no shortage. The chips actually exist, but it's just that they are not being sold to you anymore. Someone paid a premium so high that Samsung, SK Hynix, and Micron told Apple, Google, and every phone maker, sorry boss, we don't have chips for you anymore. And who has that kind of money? The most important question to ask is, why are they willing to destroy the consumer electronics market to get those chips? So, a quick 30-second explanation so you understand what's been actually stolen from you. DRAM, the working memory on your phone. When you open Instagram, TikTok, or your banking app, that's DRAM at work. Without it, your phone is simply just a paperweight. Your phone has 8 to 12 gigs of RAM. Your laptop has 16 to 32 gigs. A gaming PC may have 64 gigs. An AI server has 512 gigs of RAM. One AI data center has about 50,000 servers. A single AI data center uses more memory than 2 million smartphones. And OpenAI, Google, Microsoft, and Meta, they are building 50 of these data centers right now. And you know what? There are only 3 companies on Earth that make these chips at scale. And in 2025, they've actually made a choice. Here's how these 3 companies have actually screwed every American. So late 2024, NVIDIA walked into Samsung and SK Hynix and says, we need 100% of your high bandwidth memory production for the next 3 years. And they wrote a check worth $180 billion. Not a request, a simple lockdown contract. So, Samsung starts looking at the math. Sell to Apple for iPhone, you get $5 profit per chip. But if you sell to NVIDIA for AI, you get $22 of profit per chip. And the interesting part, Samsung didn't even hesitate. So, when Apple shows up in January 2026 and says, we need about 500 million chips for the new iPhone, Samsung says point blank, we have 150 million. Take it or leave it. And the price is going to be 85% higher. So Apple can naturally afford it, but they will pass on all of this cost to you. But what about Motorola, OnePlus? These companies make phones worth $300, right? They are actually getting 0 chips. Complete shutdown, which means your choices are pay $1,200 for an iPhone or buy a piece of shit Android with 4 gigs of RAM that can barely run Google Maps. Let's run your numbers. A budget phone in 2024 costs $250. In 2025, $280. But in 2026, it costs about $380. That's $130 of increase in a span of just 2 years. If you're financing that on a carrier plan, that's $17 more per month. Over 24 months with interest, you're paying $190 extra. Let's talk about mid-range phones. Google Pixel 8a was $499 in 2024. Pixel 9a is $649 in 2026. $150 more. Same features, same camera, same performance. Now, let's talk about the flagship phones. iPhone 15 Pro cost $999. iPhone 17 Pro cost $1,299. That's a $300 increase in straight 2 years. And it's not just phones. A basic Dell laptop with 16 gigs of RAM used to cost $650 in 2024, but in 2026, it costs $899. A new car with a touchscreen cockpit system in 2024, it costs $32,000, but the 2026 model costs $34,500. That's an extra $2,500. Half of it is just DRAM cost that is passed on to you. Every single device that you own just got 30 to 40% more expensive because AI needed those chips more than you did. So, who's making the money while you are getting fleeced? The profit margin of Samsung's memory division in 2024 was 18%. In 2025, the profit margin stood at 34%. Samsung doubled their margin by selling these chips to AI companies, not to you. Micron is actually trading at an all-time high. The CEO just sold $45 million in stock. NVIDIA, the market cap just hit $3.8 trillion. They don't care the memory is expensive. They just charge Microsoft, Google, Amazon, and Meta more for these AI chips. And those companies, they actually pass it on to you. ChatGPT Plus was $20 a month. Now it's $30 a month. Google One AI was $19 a month, but now it's $29 a month. You are being charged twice. One for the phone that costs more because AI took the chips, and again for the AI subscription that costs more because they paid extra for those chips. You are funding both sides of the scam. But here's who's actually getting destroyed. Small phone manufacturers in China, India, and Southeast Asia. Companies making $200 to $300 phone for developing markets. They can't get the chips. They can't compete on the price. IDC reported 15 budget phone brands shut down in 2025 alone. College students who need a phone for school but can afford only $300. So your options now: buy a 3-year-old used phone or get a new phone that's worse than the used one. Families living paycheck to paycheck. When your phone breaks and you need to replace it, you're choosing between a $400 phone or making rent payments. This is creating a technology class system. If you're wealthy, an iPhone 17 Pro with 12 gigs of RAM with AI feature, the best camera. And if you're not, 4 GB of shit Android, struggles with basic apps. Camera from 2021. For the first time in 20 years, technology is making society more unequal, not less. And it's 100% intentional. Now, here's the part that should actually terrify you. According to S&P's Global December 2025 analysis, these AI memory contracts don't expire until 2028. Some even run through 2029. This isn't a 2026 problem. It's your life for the next 4 years. Every phone you buy, more expensive. Every laptop you buy, more expensive. Every car you buy, more expensive. And it's not going back. Yes, Samsung and Micron are building new factories. They'll be online in 2028. But do you think they're going to drop prices when supply increases? Hell no. They are going to keep the prices exactly where they are because they can. And you know why? Because All three manufacturers, Samsung, SK Hynix, and Micron, did this together. They announced capacity sold out on the same week. They all raised prices by the same percentage. They all signed multi-year AI contracts simultaneously. That's not a coincidence, that's coordination. It's a cartel behavior. And it's 100% legal. For 15 years, consumer technology followed just one rule. Every year, devices got better and cheaper. A $400 phone in 2023 was better than a $700 phone from 2019. In 2024, that trend actually reversed for the first time since a smartphone was invented. A $400 phone in 2026 is worse than a $400 phone in 2024. Not because technology got worse, not because manufacturing got more expensive, because AI companies decided that their data centers were more important than you having an affordable phone. And memory manufacturers decided that 3 times profit margin from AI companies were more important than supplying to the consumer market. They took 80% of their production capacity from consumers. They didn't ask for permission. They didn't hold a vote. They didn't announce it publicly. They just did it. And now you are paying 40% more for a smartphone that isn't even 40% better. This is the largest wealth transfer in consumer electronics industry. Hundreds of billions of dollars moving from your pocket to theirs. And unless something changes, it's permanent. Alright, so here's what you should actually do about this. If you're planning to buy a phone in 2026, buy in the next 30 days. Prices are going to spike another 15 to 20% by June. According to Counterpoint Research. A pro move would be to buy a refurbished 2024 flagship instead of a new 2026 mid-range phone. For example, iPhone 15 Pro refurbished cost about $600. A new Motorola mid-range in 2026 cost about $550. The iPhone is better than any goddamn way. If you can wait, don't buy anything until Q4 of 2027 minimum. New factory capacity comes online mid-2028. Prices might stabilize by mid-2027, but understand, prices won't go back to 2024 levels. Never ever. For laptop buyers, buy the maximum RAM now. Don't plan to upgrade later. 16 gigs versus 32 gigs of RAM, pay the extra $180 now. Upgrading that RAM in 2027 may cost you $500 more. What about car buyers? If you're shopping for a new car with tech features, factor in about $2,500 to $3,500 more in comparison to 2024 models. That's actually a DRAM cost passed through directly to you. If you're an investor, memory manufacturers like Samsung, SK Hynix, and Micron are short-term gold mines. But watch capacity expansion announcements. When new factories open in 2028, margins would already compress by 30-40%. That's your exit signal. And here's the most important thing. The only reason this is happening is because people don't know. Apple isn't advertising that we raised prices because AI took the chips. Samsung isn't saying we chose profits over customers. They are actually hiding it in press releases, blaming market conditions and hoping you don't connect the dots. So here's what you gotta do. Send this video to everyone you know who's planning to buy a phone, laptop, or a car this year. Drop a comment right now. What device are you planning to buy in 2026 and how much it's gonna cost you now? And if you're as pissed off as me about this right now, hit subscribe because I'm tracking this story through 2027 and I'm gonna show you exactly when these companies slip up. They decided AI was worth more than you. Let's make sure everyone knows it.